sooner or later, after July 20, May 20, April 20, I'll get it right in a minute,
Yeah.
the WBC belt is going to become vacant, right? And Sandor Martin v someone is going to take place.
You really think Devin will vacate the
100%.
WBC?
He ain't going to fight Sandor Martin. Like, who's going to pay for that fight?
What's happening, boxing? What's happening, my YouTubians? Amp about that boxing. So y'all heard Eddie Hearn and his comment about Devin Haney supposedly going to vacate his WBC super lightweight championship title because he's already had to pay step-aside money to Sandor Martin, who is up next for the WBC title challenge. All right, so this is his next mandatory. Now, they paid him to step aside for the Ryan Garcia fight. Eddie Hearn is like, he's 100% positive that Devin Haney is going to vacate the belt after April 20th, even though it took him like 3 tries to get the date right. He did get it right. Shows the man has a lot on his plate. Maybe he shouldn't be making these type of statements and accusations. But I think that Eddie Hearn is just trying to sell the current fight based on the fantasy of his guy Hitchens, who just turned Matchroom / DAZN over his past 3 fights. So this is his guy. This is his Devin Haney. This is his Tank Davis in his mind. Okay? So he is actually saying that he 100% believes that Devin Haney will vacate this title, and then Hitchens or and Martin and somebody can fight for it. Okay. Now, this is the crazy part of this conversation, is that he's saying it's because of money that Devin Haney will have to take an extreme pay cut, because who's going to pay for Sandor Martin versus Devin Haney versus Sandor Martin, however you say it, however you spell it, who's going to pay for it? In other words, he doesn't see the fight as being something that's pay-per-view worthy, which is getting on my nerves, y'all. I'm so tired of pay-per-view. Every fight, even if it's a championship fight, it doesn't have to be pay-per-view. See, this is the thoughts of the Zone, Matchroom. I'm not sure Golden Boy. Golden Boy throws a lot of events that are not pay-per-view. So I will give Golden Boy that. Top Rank also throws a lot of fights that are not pay-per-view. So why does it have to be pay-per-view? Is he saying who's going to pay for it as out of his pocket? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like who's going to pay for this fight? Because I don't think the people want to see this fight. This is what Eddie Hearn is saying. I want to see all the smoke Devin gets. I don't care who it's with. And I'm so glad that Devin got on his social media and checked the shit out of this gump Eddie Hearn. It doesn't make any sense that he's speaking for somebody else. Devin Haney has proven he's a grown-ass man with his own business. So who is Eddie Hearn to say what Devin is going to do? Okay? It ain't like Devin is the brokest person in the world. He already had money. Before boxing, he already had money. So he may take the pay cut for Sandor Martin just to eliminate him from the game. Eddie Hearn ain't the one to make that choice. It's just that Eddie wants to make the most money out of every contract he does with Devin Haney. And he feels like Devin's not going to want to accept that amount of pay to fight him. And he ain't going to pay that much for this fight. That's what he's saying. So he's saying, who's going to pay for it? What do y'all think? Y'all think every fight's supposed to be on pay-per-view? Just because it's a belt on the line or a certain person's name on the card? Y'all let me know if this is how y'all think. Because y'all are the very people that's pricing the shit out of boxing, where a lot of fans are not wanting to tune in no more to pay-per-views that are $80 and $90 to watch fights that are not $80, $90 fights. To watch guys that are 14-0, but they're somehow ranked number 1 and number 2 by some sanctioning body. Boxing has fallen off so far from what it used to be. And these promoters and this money shit is the reason why we can't get good fights. They think everything is supposed to be pay-per-view. It doesn't make sense. Boxing has always had a televised version of boxing that you could just watch, up and coming fighters and even some championship bouts. See, the problem is these networks like DAZN, they want so much money now to put these events on. I'm sure this is what's happening, that they're not going to pay for it. They're not going to put the front money up in hopes of getting their money back for fights that are not guaranteed blockbusters. And this is sad for the sport of boxing. This is destroying the sport. Because I remember, like, me and homies, and this ain't even that long ago. I remember when I used to work at this job, and I had a homie that was up there. He used to go see the fights because he had a friend that was a boxer. And this was in Chicago. And he used to go to the fights all the time. I didn't even know hardly none of the dudes that was on the cards. But we would go, and I went with them before, and they were just throwing regular fights. You know, nothing super extravagant with all the extra flash. Take some of that shit off of it, because y'all already got dudes walking to the ring by themselves. This boring ass shit. So just take some of the money off of what you're putting into the arena showcase and all that. The people there are there to see the fight. Yeah, the flashy stuff is okay, but they really don't care. They just want to see the fight. It's the promoters and these other people that think they have to spend all this money so that they can milk it back out, because they're really not spending that much as they're trying to say they are. And they're milking the profits. I know this is what they're doing. It just makes sense. So when a fight isn't pay-per-view worthy, they just would rather not deal with it. So they use words like, who's going to pay for it? You see what I mean? So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notifications, man. Let's spread the word, man. Come on, share the content. Let's do it. Let's go. But it is annoying as shit when you got promoters like this. This dude speaking out of turn. He's trying to speak for somebody else, and he's putting out false narratives and false news because he doesn't have the facts. He'll have to wait and see what Devin Haney says before he knows what the facts are. Stop speaking for other people. That's all I got for this one, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications, man. Share the content. I'm out.